This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, good evening, friends. Shalom Aleichem, Bruchim Habayim. We're continuing in Maseches Nedarim, Daf Hashavua, Daf Lamed Daled Amud Beis. Amar Rava. Rava said, Hoisa lefanav kikar, if there was a loaf in front of you, shel hefker, that was ownerless. It was a loaf that was ownerless. Now you did not acquire it yet. Now you could have acquired it, you did not acquire it yet. V'amar, says, kikar zu hektish. This kikar should be hektish. Now is that effective? You don't even own it. So it seems like it is effective. Natla la'eichla, if you pick it up to eat it, ma'al lefikula. You're misappropriating your ovra me'ila for the whole thing. Lahayri shalabanav, but to cause it to be inherited to your children. In other words, you're not picking it up to eat. You're picking it up that ultimately it should be bequeathed to your children. Then ma'al lefi toivas hanoshaba. Then, well, what do you get out of it? What, in other words, what are you misappropriating? You're misappropriating that ultimately it will go to your children. So you're only misappropriating the ability to give it to your children. Then you have to, your mayal, in accordance with the value of the toivas hana. What does that mean? Lefi toivas hana. How much reciprocation or gratitude your children will have to you. Now, whenever you're over a meal, you have to pay Karen b'chaimesh. Now, what's this deal with the fact that it's kikar of hektish? Why can't it be your own kikar and you're makdish it? So, if you pick it up to eat, you're mayal. Because we're going to see, if it's already yours, then by picking it up, you didn't do anything. Because it's yours. It's only because it's not yours, then picking it up could render it mi'ila. Let's see the first ran, which, by the way, is not an authorized ran, but we're going to do it anyway. The ran says, the reason why the Gemara picks a kikar of hefker, and it didn't pick his own kikar, that was standing in his chatzar and he was makdish it, because in that case, if he took it to eat it, he's not maya. Why? The kivan the mekame hektish shalohi. So since before it was hektish, it was his. Ula achar hektish gam came b'rshus ha'imedus, and after he was makdish, it's still in his rishus. Then you're taking it is not considered misappropriating. You're like the Gizbar of Hektish, Havlik Gizbar Shal Hektish, you're like the custodian of Hektish. Damina Besoy Perkam de Chagiga, Shem Natal Davar Shal Hektish, Lazaka Isboy Loy Mal, Mishum de Mei Karnami Bershusei Kai. Therefore, it has to be a case where it was Hefker. Because if you pick up something of Hektish to be Zoich in it, you're not Moyal, if you're the Gizbar. Because it was yours to begin with, and not v'ashtanami b'rshus ve'ein mi'ila b'hektish elo b'moitzi mirshus hektish rshus acher. Only if you take it out of the domain of hektish and you put it into a different domain. Umali b'chatzeiroi mali b'yader. What difference does it make if you're taking it from your chatzar to your hand? In other words, if it was yours already, then picking it up doesn't do anything. Hacha v'hacha loy nafak mirshusei lahachi naka la b'kikar shel hefker. Therefore, it had to pick a case of a kikar of hefker. So now we're going to learn the lumdus. What's the lumdus of if you say kikar zu hektish? How is it hektish? The answer is it's standing within your 4 cubits. The 4 cubits of a person is kaina. Therefore, when he says this kikar is hektish, it's chal, because umakdish ze lo zacha b'me'olam. This makdish never owned it. If he would have owned it, he can't pick it up because it's already in his rishus. But he never owned it, so he was makdish it before he owned it. The afagav the parakam the mitzia the aramasha adam konis lo afilu kilo yamar akna. why didn't he own it? Isn't the Da'aramas a person acquired to him? Hachashani, here it's different. Mishum de kivan de amar kikar zu hektish. Since he says this kikar is hektish, gali adaite de lahektish nichale. Since he says this kikar is hektish, he's revealing that for hektish he wants it. But he doesn't want to be kainet. V'giluye daita ki hai mahani. This kind of giloy das of I want hektish to be kainet, I don't want to be kainet works. How is he allowed to do this? How is he allowed to be makdish it? Because the process is the havalei magbia mitzia lechaveroi dekana chaveroi. Because it's like someone who picks up a mitzia for his friend is kaina in it. V'loi hu, not him. But I'm picking it up. Aren't I kaina it? No, I'm not. Because by picking up from my friend, I'm a gala das. I don't want to be kaina it. Hachanami here too. Hektish kani v'iyu me'olam loikana zenir ali. Therefore, misham hachi not lalach if you pick it up to eat it. Ma'al afikul, you're ma'al on the whole thing. Shekivan shlei zacha ba ma'alam, since you were never zoich in it. Einoi kegizvar aleh, you're not like a custodian. Ulfikach kishanatla. Therefore, when you took it, hoitzia mishos hektish, you took it out of the domain of hektish and misham hachi ma'al. Therefore, you're ma'al. However, if you picked it up l'hayrisha labanav ma'al lefi toivas hanoshaba, if you picked it up to bequeath it to your children, your ma'al according to toivas hana. The kivan deloi higbia ella l'hayrisha labanav, since you only lift it up to bequeath to your children, v'loi sheyiknu isa achshav, not that they should be kainet now. It doesn't go l'chulin because you didn't pick it up to misappropriate now. You picked it up to give it to your children for later. Nevertheless, your ma'al, according to the Teves Hana, lefi shemei achshav yachziku leibanav toiva, because now your children will be grateful to you, kivan shehu mechazer lo'irisham, since you're trying to bequeath to them, ubanav ma'alin, and your children will violate me'ila l'chshei yoitziu, when you spend it. In other words, your children will be mile in it. When will your children be mile in it? What does that mean? When the children use it. So now the $1 million question: what in the world is this doing in Nedarim? You know, maybe it's spelling us relief from Lamed Dalet Amud Aleph, but what does it have to do with the regularly scheduled subject? Misham dadam yalei lahach baya debay minei Rav Chia bar Avin dechihechi dahacha hektish hakikar v'achar kach natla la'achla but Rav Chia bar Avin nami asar hakikar v'achar kach nasna lai. This is basically an intro to the next question of Rabbi Chia bar Avin asked Rava. This situation is similar to what Rabbi Chia bar Avin is about to ask about, because in this case you were makdish a kikar and then you use it. And the case upcoming of Rabbi Chia bar Avin, you asked the kikar and then you gave it. So this is, you'll see. But look in the Gemara, Ba'i minei Rabbi Chia bar Avin may Rava. Rabbi Chia bar Avin asked Rava. Which Rava? This Rava. The Rava that was just speaking about a case of hiktish and then ma'al. So Rabbi Chia bar Abba says to Rava, okay, what do you say about the following? So the reason we bring this in is because we're about to ask a shaila about Nedarim, and to introduce it, we talk about a case that is relevant to it. Okay, here we go. Boy mine Rabbi Chia bar Avin me Rava. Rabbi Chia bar Avin asked Rava, Kikari alecha, my kikar is asur to you. I didn't say I said my kikar. I didn't say this kikar. I didn't say kikar. I said my kikar is asur to you, and then I gave it to you as a present. What's the halacha? Mahu. Kikari amar lai? Is the emphasis on my kikar? And if it's the emphasis on my kikar, only when it's my kikar it's asur to you. But now it's your kikar, so you're allowed to have it. Ki isa b'rshusehu da asur. When it's in his rishus, it's asur. Aydilmor, maybe alecha amar lai. On you, the emphasis on you. Ilavei shavisi hektish. I made it hektish to you, irrespective of whether it's mine or not. That's the shaila of Reb Chia bar Avin of Rav. Look in the Ran, third wide line. Ba'i minei Reb Chia bar Avin mei Rav, ki kari alecha, u'nesan olai b'matano mahu, ki kari amar lei, ki isa b'rshusei aser, the ki kari, my kikar, ba'oid sha kikar shaloi mashma, while it's mine, aval achar shenasna, but after it's given, kivan d'loi havish shaloi, since it's not his, mutar ba, aydilma alecha amar lei, on you, v'ilavei shavia hektish. I'm making it hektish to you. Dahachi karmale zu shi'achshav kikari. This which is now mine, asura alecha la'olam. Now the Ran points out, again, this is not part of the legislated Ran, but Reb Chia would say it's a davar pashat that if the Mader says kikar zeh, that if the Madir would give it to someone else, the Muda would be mutter. Like the Gemara in Hashutfim, if I say your house, I'm not going to enter your house, your field, so if the guy dies or sells it, it's mutter. So whenever there's a middle guy, it becomes mutter. So then why is this different? This is different because there is no middle guy. It's going straight from the Madir to the Mudar. Says the Ran, well, if it's different because it's going straight from the Madir to the Mudar, prove it from that case. Because there it says only if you give it to someone else, it's mutar. That's mashma. If you give it to the same guy, it's asur. No. There, if you give it to the same guy, it's asur. In other words, why don't we prove from there? There it's only mutter if there's another guy. That's mashma. If it's the mudar, it would be asar. So the Ran says there it's not necessarily a raya because it picked that certain case to be for stylistic reasons. This is the shaila. Is the emphasis on my kikar or is the emphasis on you? Amar lei. So Rava said, Pshita, it's Pashat, Afagav the Yavalei B'matana, even though you gave him a gift, Asar. Why is it Pashat? Because why else did I say, you? Why? Ela kikari alecha afuke mai. What else is my kikar Asar to you coming to exclude? What? My lava afuke di ganva mine mignev? What is it coming to exclude? That it's Asar to you when it's mine, but if you steal it, then it's okay? Is that what he's saying? Let's see what this means. The Ran says, Amalei pshita da'afagav diyavel ne'alei b'matana asar. Why? It's Parsha that even though you gave it to him as a gift, it's asar, because otherwise, alecha la'afuke mai, la'afuke di'i ganva mignev, b'tmiya, with a wonder. Kolaymar vaday da'afagav diyavel b'matana. It's for sure, even though he gave it as a matana, asar alav kikarai, he asared his kikar. That even though you gave it as a matana, it's asar. Why? Di'iloi leis inyan asar alav. Why did he answer it on him? In other words, I have a question. Why did I say this is asar to you? it's mine, right? I say like this, my water, you see the water in my cup? I have a nice cup over here. It says caution, contents may be hot. It's a very nice cup. It's asur to you. Why am I asuring it to you? You don't live in my house. I hope not. I mean, you're looking into my house, but I mean, you're welcome to come. You could come anytime. I have a nice room for you. You could go, you could book it anytime. But why am I asuring it to you if I have it and you don't? So it must be, I'm asuring it for when I give it to you. Why else am I asuring it? Oh, because I'm asuring it in case you steal it. Why do I think you're going to steal my cup? While it's mine and in my rishus, I don't have to asur it. It's asur to you because it's not yours. Oh, maybe maybe I asur it in case you steal it. Why is the guy thinking that way? He doesn't think that way. Now, according to the Ran, you have to take out the word loy. My lav la'afuke. Oh, no. My lav la'afuke di ganva minei mignav. Meaning, bitmiya? No, people don't think that way. You know why it's asr? You know why I asured it? So that kidei shelo yaftzir b'shiyinola. I don't want you pressuring me to give it to you. V'kivan shekain, since this is so al karchach, it has to be afilu la'achar matana asr aleh. Even after a gift, I'm asering it. So, regarding the question Reb Chia bar Abin had, Rava says it's Pasha that it's asr after I give it to you. Why else did I asr it? It's mine. I didn't asr it in case you steal it. So Reb Chia bar Avin said no. Amalei loy la'afuke. Loy la'afuke di azmanei Allah. Maybe it's to exclude, when I'm asring it to you? Not if I give it to you. If I give it to you, then it's yours, it's not mine. If I invite you to my house, I'm answering you ba'ana, not if I give it to you. If I give you something, it's yours. Listen to this unbelievable Gemara. If I invite you to eat in my house, it's not yours. There's a shaila in halacha. People go to a wedding, and then they start, they come after hours to the wedding, and they come with pans, and they start scooping their special plate of potato kugel. They bring home supper for the next night. You know how to do that. When someone gives you food, it doesn't become yours. It's their food that they let you use. But how much do they let you use? They let you use for you. Or maybe whatever is normal to bring home, maybe a piece for the better half. But there's a shaila. Let's say, you go to a wedding, or I invite you to my house, and I invite a lady, and you take my kugel and you hand it to the lady and you say, Hareya mekudeshes li b'kugel zu kedas Moshe v'Yisrael. Eina mekudeshes. You don't own the kugel. I didn't give you the kugel. You don't own it. It's my food, not your food. I let you eat my food. So Rav Chia bar Avin is saying, no, the reason I aser is not if I give it to you as a gift. If I give it to you as a gift, maybe it's mutter. Maybe I never meant to aser. The reason I'm asering bahana is if I invite you to come to eat in my house. Amar le la'afuke di azmanei Allah. Kalaymar, says Aran. La'olam emalach di avle b'matana. Really, you could say if you give it as a gift, shar yale, it's mutter. B'chika amar le, when he said to him, Alecha, it's asur to you, la'afuke di azmanei Allah. That if I invited you, titzar le, it will be asur. That he shaita nami kikarahi, because at that hour, it's also, at that moment, it's still his. So I want to tell you an amazing Chassam Sofer. If food that you eat from someone belongs to the Balabayas, then how did Yaakov Avinu acquire the Bechayra? L'chayra Yaakov Avinu is Samach al Shulchan Aviv. The food does not belong to him, it belongs to Yitzchak. How did he transfer those beans to purchase the Bechayra? Now, We know that food that he was cooking to him was Sudas Havra. Sudas Havra. He was cooking him the meal that you give to another. There's halacha, Sudas Havra has to be Mishal Acherim. So how did Yaakov make for Yitzchak Sudas Havra? Says Achsam Sofer, it must be Yitzchak was makneh to Yaakov Avinu at that moment, those beans. It just so happened to be. Oh, it's the first time in Yaakov Avinu's life Yaakov Avinu ever owned something to eat. Well, it sure came in handy, because just then Esav came in and Yaakov said, wow, look at the Hashgacha Pratis over here. Yeah, my father was just makneh to me the pot of beans. I really needed to own something right now. This was the first time Yaakov Avinu ever owned anything in his life, and it was just at the perfect time he was able to use it to buy the Bechayra. Okay, Rabbi Say, the little last night was a whopper. Okay, this was a little bit of a short amud, and I wish you a great night. Okay, Kol Tov.
Recording stopped.
Kol Tov.
I heard Rabbi say that chat before.
Yeah. In the.
Yeah.
No, so I once wanted to add. That's what it says. Vayochal, Vayesht, Vayakam, Vayelach, Vayives. 5 vavs. The Ramah says that the 15 vavs in a row in Emes V'Yatziv are each 5 vavs is the Shem Havaya plus the Oisiyos. So we do it 3 times to make up the missing 3 words of Hashem Lekechem Emes. In any event, yeah.
Were there 5 vavs that Yaakov took from Eliyahu?
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
Whatever. The question is, was Yitzchak give it over to Yaakov on condition to get it back to him? I don't remember the...
Oh, you mean, did Yitzchak give him Matan Manasa Hachzer?
Was it?
I thought you said it had to be Hefker or something. That's how Yaakov got it as Hefker. That's how he acquired it. Because then he didn't have to give it back to Yitzchak.
Mm-hmm. I said he was makneh to him. So what was the Sudas Havra?
What happened? Well, it's also shows in how Yaakov prioritized his money. To buy Olam Haba, which is...
Yeah.
Give it out, does that Olam Haba?
Okay, Shkayach.
Well, how are you? Are you feeling better?
Today was better.
Were you able to take the vinegar?
Probably the amount that I was able to get down.
Stop. Are you, sorry for asking, but are you bleeding or no?
No.
Not bleeding, okay. Alright. So my last time was very rough that I had. I would say it was pretty, I actually had to go in and do surgery. How this Castamaya warrant wasn't too big? You're going to be able to pass it?
Yeah, Bezos Hashem, yeah.
Okay, alright. Try the vinegar. I'm saying the vinegar is hard. Just with a lot of water. Put it inside the water, drink it with the water.
Okay.
That's you'll feel it the next day. It works. It's good.
Okay.
And the asparagus cream, were you able to do that, or?
It's been pretty hectic.
I'm gonna have to send you some asparagus Amazon.
Thank you.
Right, only good things.
Okay, amen. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, the lithotripsy didn't. Where they blast it, that didn't do the job.
It was too big. I was in a lot of pain, so they just decided to go in. But it's messy. It's also, again, if you can pass it, it's better. It's cleaner. But sometimes they have to do that. So, but again, if you can do it internally without having to go through all that, that's the best.
Mm-hmm.
Try the vinegar. Try the vinegar. Just try to push yourself to. It's. I mean, I already acquired a taste for it, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
Bothered me so much, but even if you mix it with water and just drink it down really fast, it's gonna definitely. As long as you get it a little bit smaller that it can just go through, then you're gonna feel much better.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All the best.
Okay, Mike. Good night, good night.
Good night.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.